Yo, as always, like, share, subscribe. Now let's just get into it. So I wanted to do a video, and this is just I wanted to recap the season, Michigan season. And before I even get into it, I want to say salute to Team 142. Salute to them. Besides the fact that they lost, it was a bad showing in the playoff. Salute to them because they did something this year that we haven't done and haven't experienced in a long, long time. So I'm proud of these boys. Everybody on that team, regardless of what happened in that game, I'm proud of them and shout out to the boys. Shout out to them. But this season collectively, this was a whirlwind. I mean, it was a great ride and a great feeling to have to be proud of Michigan, regardless of how it ended. We've seen other teams have even worse showings. Ohio State, what was that, 2016, 31 nothing. Michigan State, 38 nothing. So it happens. We've seen the Notre Dame get destroyed in the playoffs. So that happens. But it's part of the growing pains as a team, as we saw JJ, Andrell Anthony, and Blake Corum and Morris and Edwards out there watching. And you can take from that what you want, but to me, them doing that, and that's them saying, let me take it in. Let me take in what just happened and understand that I want to be on that stage. I want to get back to this position. And I want to be on that stage celebrating and going to the championship game. We can get back here. And we can get back there. So the team that this team to me was just breaking the ice. Breaking the ice, breaking through, and okay, so you lost your seniors and they did what they were supposed to do, did something that hasn't been done in a while, win the Big Ten, beat Ohio State, make the playoff. And so these young dudes can see that, and a dude like JJ, and he before he even came on campus, he wanted to change the culture and was saying he was going to change it. So to me, it's the future is bright. And this team embodied a lot of breaking the bad juju, whatever you want to call it, from years past, and also with Harbaugh in the new staff. So all of this that happened this year was just a good thing. And then in the playoff, it just shows you have to get better. You have to get better, and you have to understand the schemes and what comes with it when you play a team of a different caliber of athlete. And I got another video I'm making, and I'm gonna talk about why I said it wasn't just talent. But I'm not gonna get into that on this one. But yeah, this team did a lot, and it was just a great ride for Michigan fans, and it was fun, and it's gonna be fun all year talking trash to Ohio State fans because we did beat y'all. So y'all can they can come on my videos, talk smack about the Rose Bowl and they won. I don't care. I care y'all won the Rose Bowl when we smacked y'all in the mouth. I don't care about y'all winning no Rose Bowl. We was in the playoff. We beat y'all already. It don't mean nothing for us that y'all won the Rose Bowl. Get out of here. So yeah, but yeah, this team, I just see the future bright. We're number 9 recruiting ranking. Honestly, if JJ is the starter next year, the offense should be on another level. It should take that next step. And for this year, I think Mike McDonald, he can look at the things that he did wrong in certain games, of the Michigan State game, and of course the playoff game, and make adjustments. Make adjustments. It ain't about saying I got the perfect scheme. You always want to tweak, to keep tweaking until you find what works consistently and against the top teams. So it's just all a learning experience. Like you made the Big Ten championship, beat Ohio State, so all those players now they know how it feels. They know how it feels to play that SEC team, that top SEC team. They know how it feels. They know how the speed feels, what it takes to play with those dudes. They see that. It's there now. So this season was more than I could have honestly imagined after last year, and just getting to sit back and it's and think about it. It was just amazing ride. And when when the game when we lost that game, I was mad, but I wasn't mad like I normally am. And you can see that in the video I posted because I was glad we were there. Of course, I wanted us to win the game, but I didn't have any real. I wasn't. It didn't hit me the same because we lost in the playoff. We lost a meaningful game, but we did something that wasn't expected. So it was just like, okay, we had a good season, a really good season, something that hasn't been done. So I wasn't. I don't know. I was indifferent about it, if that makes sense. I was just like, okay, you know, back to the drawing board, and next year, because next year I look at the schedule. We got what? Iowa. We got Iowa at Iowa, Michigan. We got Michigan State, Iowa, Penn State, Ohio State, the biggest games. So Ohio State, that's always going to be the toughest game, regular season's game. But Iowa's going to lose a lot of players because when they're good, they usually have a lot of seniors. So I mean, it's tough to play in Iowa. And then Michigan State's losing a ton of players. So I expect us to be in the position to, by the time we get to Ohio State, where we're either have maybe one loss or undefeated. I'm expecting us to continue to be good or great through the regular season. And where it comes down to the Ohio State game and to beat them and get in the playoff again. That's what the expectation is now. And with the team we have coming back, I think that's a good expectation. Now I know we're losing some dudes on defense, but some of the dudes we're losing on defense, I could say is almost an addition by subtraction. Like Vincent Gray, yeah, he played good this year, but we saw on the big stage when that caliber goes up, we saw he can make mistakes. We got a ton of DBs coming in. Brad Hawkins played better than I expected. I had to give him his credit this year, but you got younger dudes that have a higher caliber. I don't think Brad Hawkins had an interception. Started for what, 3 years and never had an interception? He might have had one. So that's so yeah. So like somebody was saying, we're losing but some of these dudes, the caliber, their ceiling isn't that high. So a player like R.J. Moden, he started some games. He's already got an interception playing safety. I know he was in and out between Brad and Rod Moore, but that's just, some of these players, these young players, that just have a higher ceiling. So it's addition by subtraction to me. And we got a ton of DBs coming in. We'll see what about the linebackers, and of course Aiden and Ojabo. But the future is bright to me, and I'm looking forward to next season to see how much this team grows. The defensive players growing in Mike McDonald's system, his system growing and getting better, and for the offense, this is Gaddis's what? This is his 4th year. So a player like Cade's been in this, and I'm gonna have to make a separate video about Cade and JJ, but you know, I'm not sure how much better Cade can get at this point because Cade's been in Gaddis's system for 3 years. He's been in the system for 3 years. So some of his weaknesses, I'm not sure if they'll ever get better. But like him reading the field, and I notice a lot of the plays that we run for him are three wide receivers. You have three wide receiver trips on one side. It's like they're trying to set him up to not have to read the whole field that much most of the time, and I just don't. I don't care for that. If you the starting quarterback, I need you to be able to read the whole field. But we'll get into that at another time. But I just see for next year, I think JJ needs to be the starter. And honestly, that game, not just the Georgia game, I think that game put a stamp on it that we need our quarterback to be on that next level because you'll always come into a game when you start playing the best teams. It's not guaranteed you'll be able to run on them. And I've said this many times in the past. Usually, I thought because normally we're not able to run on Ohio State. So in the past, I would say it would be that Ohio State game, and we might not be able to run on them next year. Just because we did this year, that don't mean it's going. So you need your quarterback to be able to win you the game, to really, and not just win it, but put the team on his back. And I know people are gonna say, well, the offensive line and stuff, and I'm gonna get into all that on a separate video, but Cade just his ceiling isn't that high. It just isn't. So JJ needs to be the starter next year. We can't hold on to what you did this year. We have to go into, okay, who's the best next year? And I just don't see a way that JJ is on that bench next year. He has to be the starter. If he's close to Cade, you need to play JJ. Because if he's close, then that means he's ahead because he can run. So if they're close in throwing and reading the field, JJ is the guy because he can run. He's got the read. He can scramble and make throws. He's got the lively arm. So that's the next step to me for the offense to reach what we want it to be. Because the run game, we're going to do what we do in our run game. But to take the offense to the next level, it's okay, Michigan went out and threw for 300 and ran for 200. That's the progression. And that's how I feel we get to the next level. To being able to compete. You have to have that quarterback. You have to have that quarterback. The only way you can get around it is if you have supreme talent all around him. That's the only way you can get around it, where you got supreme talent all around him. So the wide receivers are on another level. The offensive line on another level. The running backs almost on another level. Everything around him is on another level. So that's just how I feel about it. So I feel like the next step, JJ needs to be the starter next year. Like that's just what it is. And this is not me talking bad about Cade. It's just the truth. Like this isn't a game for this isn't middle school. Everybody gets a trophy. You were the starter this year, so we're gonna let you be the starter next year. You won us the Big Ten. You helped us win the Big Ten championship, so you're the starter next year. This ain't that. This big time college football. So if we want to, and don't we all want to get to the next level? The next level now is to make the championship. We want to keep progressing. So the next level is make the championship game. Not just make the playoff, win the first game, make it to the championship. So that's just how I feel about it. Like JJ's just too talented. I mean, I don't want to rant and waste my breath, but it is what it is. But that's just the progression. Everybody getting better. And the thing I'd say about JJ needs to put on some weight. He needs to hit the weight room hard this off season. But that's just everybody. But the season, I don't want to get too much off track because I did. But this year, this was a good season. I mean, I don't. Besides that game, the last game, all I got is great thoughts about the season. Pretty much. Only thing that my problem was the game plans. I felt our game plans didn't give us a chance against Georgia, but that's neither here or there right now. But I'm proud of the boys. Everybody on that team, I'm proud of. Even the dudes that I would get on sometimes, I'm just proud of the team because they did something that hasn't been done. As Michigan fans, we had to enjoy this ride, and I know there were some Michigan fans. They've been waiting up for us to lose. So when we lost to Georgia, they were. I told you we couldn't beat the SEC team. I told you, well, just go over there. Just go. You just be an SEC fan. Be a Georgia fan. Like why do you act like you're a Michigan fan when every time they play a big game, you're expecting and almost hoping they lose? Like you're relieved when they lose so you don't have to hear us talk trash. You ain't even a fan of the team then. You waiting for them to lose so you can see I told you. But it's no neither here nor there. I mean, I'm just proud of them, y'all, and we all should be because yeah, they got beat. They got beat by a better team, but let's not get it twisted. They did a lot this year. They did a lot. Let's not act like it wasn't fun after Ohio State being able to talk trash for the rest of the year to Ohio State fans. Let's not act like it wasn't great to see Harbaugh win awards, Aiden at the Heisman, uh, Josh Gaddis winning the awards and all that stuff. It was fun to see it and it was just fun. Overall, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this year. So next year I'm just looking for bigger things. I'm looking for us to be back in the playoff. We're not losing a ton. We're losing some good players, but that doesn't mean you can't reload. That don't mean we can't reload. We're losing some good players, but let's not act like we're losing a ton of players. Like we're not losing a ton of players. We played a lot of young players. So next year they should be ready to step in full time. So the offense is pretty much back, except what Vastardis and maybe another lineman and Haskins. But we got Donovan Edwards and Corum, so it is what it is. And we got Dunlap as the bigger back. But we losing Aiden Ojabo probably Dax and probably Brad Hawkins. But we got a ton of DBs coming in, so it's time to reload and we'll be back here next year and hoping that it goes well again because it can. Our schedule ain't just too tough to where we can't win. And if I'm expecting JJ to be the starter, the offense takes another step and is even tougher to beat. So if you do have a team with a good pass rush and things like that, he's able to escape. We're also able to run the read consistently. We can RPO more. We can throw downfield more, open things up more. So I'm just expecting that. To me, he has to be the starter next year. Like all this back and forth, we can just play Cade and then JJ can have a bigger role. If you got two quarterbacks, you ain't got one. Playing switch it, pass it back. No, just give him the job. Honestly, just give him the job. I'm sorry. Just give him the job. Because saying JJ's not going to improve is he's not that guy. He's going to get better. That's not him. That's not him. So saying he's got to get better, he's going to get better. He's that guy. He's not gonna just stay the same. So he's gonna have another year in that system, and best believe he gonna put in the work. That's the work. Dude puts in the work. So that's just how I feel, y'all. But I don't want to get too bogged into that right now. It was just a great season, y'all. I know I done ranted a little bit longer than I wanted to, but it was just a great season overall, and I'm proud of the boys. Regardless of what happens next year with Cade, JJ, whatever, I'm proud of the dude, and I'm proud of Cade for being that leader and having to deal with fans. I really wasn't on him to get benched this year, but a lot of fans were. But he stayed the course, and they accomplished things. So it is what it is. So we enjoying this year, but next year it's a battle, and I'm that dude is nice. That's all I can say. JJ is nice. So whatever happens, that's just how it goes. This college is a business, and dudes want to play. So and we can't afford honestly. And before I get off, honestly, we can't afford to even have JJ thinking about transferring. We can't afford that. That would be horrible for us. Even though he don't seem like that type of guy, but get that man that job. I'm sorry. Yeah, at this point, just get it. Give him the job next year. Don't even just give him the job. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. I just wanted to touch on the season. This season was a hell of a ride, and it was fun. I enjoyed it, and I'm proud of those boys. I'm proud of Aiden, Ojabo, Ross, Hawkins, Dax Hill, Haskins, all those young leaders, Cade, all those leaders. They did something, and it's gonna help us in the future, and hopefully, it really helped change the culture. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. I know I got on some rants, but it happens. It happens. So like, share, subscribe, and as always, go blue.